Guys, Mr. Bowman here. Today's learning objective is in yellow and we are learning to solve two-step equations. And I've got a note there that we're going to including questions that expand brackets here. So the focus of today's video is we're adding on an extra layer to our maths. The last video we looked at one step. Today we're going to look at two-step. And we're just going to get straight into examples to show this. And we'll do a nice easy one. 2x plus 1 equals 7. So a lot of us could probably figure out, well, if that's 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, so x is equal to 3. But let's show how we can get there with our algebra. So our job is to get that x by itself, which means we need to get rid of this 2 and we need to get rid of this 1. Now, what makes a two-step equation more difficult than a one-step equation is we must move them in the correct order. If you move the 2 first, you're going to get the wrong answer. We actually have to move the 1 first. But what I want us to remember is BEDMAS is just as relevant to algebra as it is to calculating certain numbers. The only issue is we're working backwards to find out the original answer. So we have the answer, but we're working backwards to find that, which means we've got to get rid of addition and subtraction first, which is why we're going to get rid of that plus 1. So that plus 1, we've got to get rid of first. We're going to go minus 1, minus 1. That means 2x will be equal to 6. And this is a one-step equation now, so we know to get rid of this times 2, we're going to go divide by 2, divide by 2. And that gives us our answer, x equals 3, just like we speculated at the beginning of the question. So question number 3, let's have a look. Let's say we've got 3x minus 10. That gets us to 11. So same step. We need to get rid of the 3. We need to get rid of the negative 10. Again, we've got to get rid of addition and subtraction first. So to get rid of that minus 10, we're going to do that times 3 later on. But to get rid of the minus 10, we're going to add 10. So we're going to work on our opposite still, plus 10, plus 10. So that means 3x will be equal to 21. We're then left with our times 3. And to get rid of that, we're going to go divide by 3, which means x is equal to 7. So let's have a look at a third question. Question number 3, let's say we've got 5x minus 7, that there gets us to 28. Our job is to figure out what that x value is. So x, that means this 5 needs to go, this 7 needs to go as well. We follow BEDMAS backwards, so we have subtraction. Let's get rid of the 7, plus 7, plus 7. So 5x equals 35. And then we can get rid of that 5. Opposite is divide by 5. So we're going to do that to both sides. X is equal to 7. So same answer as last time. And let's do one more question like this, just because we're getting the hang of it. So let's say we've got 2x minus 14 equals negative 8. So just a reminder, like the one-step videos, you can have annoying negative numbers and annoying fractions as part of your maths. But there's the x, so we need to get rid of the 14. We need to get rid of the 2. The subtraction is going to be first. To get rid of that, we're going to plus 14. To the other side of the equal sign, there's the equal sign. We're going to plus 14 there as well. So it's going to become 2x is equal to 6. We're going to go divide by 2, and that means x is equal to 3. So we'll quickly do 2 more questions, and then we're going to move on to some questions with the brackets. So let's say we've got 8x minus 1, bad minus sign. I'll make that harder. Minus 3 equals 7. So same thing. There's our subtraction. There's our multiplication. Let's get rid of the subtraction first by adding 3 to both sides. So that becomes 8x equals 10. Times 8 becomes divide by 8. And this one is a bit interesting because our answer is 10 over 8. And if you simplify that there is 5 over 4. And that's an important note. Just like the other videos, you can be dealing with fractions. And there's nothing wrong with a fractional answer. And then number 6, so let's say we've got 4x plus 1 equals -7. So we've got those dreaded negative numbers again. Let's see what the answer comes up. So we need x by itself. We need to get rid of this times 4. We need to get rid of this plus 1. So we're going to go -1 minus 1. So 4x equals -8. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X is equal to -2. And just a reminder, that is because -8 over 4 does get us to -2. So guys, we're going to pause the video here. Hopefully you found these 6 examples useful. We're now going to get into a couple examples with some brackets, and then we're going to get into heaps and heaps of practice. Okay, so we're back. We're going to do 7 questions. And I actually just remembered, before we do expanding, we've got some other types of questions we want to look at. So let's say we've got x divided by 3, so we've gone away from times. We're going to minus 4 from that, and let's say that there gets us to 6. What would that answer for x be? And it's going to be a similar process. We've got minus 4 over here, and we've got a divide by 3 over here. So subtraction is before division in BEDMAS, so we've got to get rid of that subtraction first. So we're going to do that by getting rid of plus 4 plus 4. That means x over 3 is equal to 10. And to get rid of that that divide by 3, the opposite is times 3. And times 3 on the other side, which means x is equal to 30. So let's do another example. Let's say we've got x divided by 4 minus 7 equals -3. Similar process. We've got division, we've got subtraction. We've got to get rid of that subtraction first. So that means x over 4 is equal to 4. We're going to go times 4 times 4. X there came to 16. We're then going to add in a slight variation. Let's say we've got x plus 4 divided by 2 equals 8. And at this step here, I just want to pause or get us to slow down. A lot of us will see addition and division, and we're going to want to do that addition first. So a lot of you will want to go minus 4 to get rid of that 4. But I just want to slow us down because, like we learned in our first topic, there are invisible brackets. Which means we're actually dealing with division and brackets, which means we've got to get rid of that division first. So we're going to go times 2 times 2. So that means x plus 4 equals 16. We're then going to go minus 4 minus 4. X is equal to 12. So a little bit of variation with that. And last 2 questions, we're going to get into some brackets. So let's say we had 2x plus 3. Let's say that came to 7. Again, we've got brackets and we've got multiplication. So we're going to get rid of that multiplication first by doing divide by 2. Divide by 2. So that there is going to be x plus 3 equals 7 over 2. So this is going to be a bit annoying. That's actually decimal. That's 3.5, isn't it? We're then going to go minus 3 minus 3. And that there is going to be x is equal to 1.5. Oh, 0.5. Bad maths there. That was one approach. You can get rid of the times 2 first. I'll just show you another approach for these questions. So let's say you got 2x plus 1 equals 8. Instead of getting rid of the 4 first, what you can actually do is you can expand the bracket to get 8x plus 4 equals 8. And if you notice, this type of question here looks like those first 6 questions that we did. We can go minus 4, so 8x is equal to 4. We can go divide by 8, which means x would be equal to 1/2. So guys, we went through heaps and heaps of 2-step equations. And the key thing I want to emphasize, make sure you're following your BEDMAS, but you're actually following it backwards with our algebra. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Now let's get into heaps and heaps of practice.